Hi everybody, this lesson is about the area of a sector, or sector area, and arc length. First of all, what in the world is a sector? Well, hopefully you know what circles are by now. A sector is really just a part of a circle. And it's a part of a circle that looks like a slice of pizza. So if you can imagine a whole pizza out here, it kind of goes off the page a little bit, then a sector is a slice of that pizza, so that this is the center of that circle. And in this case, the radius of our pizza is 6 inches, and this central angle here for the slice of pizza is 30 degrees. What we'd like to figure out is what is the area of that sector, what is the area of the pizza that we have, and then what is the arc length? And the arc length refers to the amount, if we're talking about pizza, the amount of crust on the pizza. So the distance from there to there. So arc length is that distance, and sector area is the area of this whole thing. Well, a couple of basic formulas we need. First of all, the area of a circle. Area of a whole circle is pi r squared. And the distance all the way around is 2 pi r, or pi d. These should be familiar formulas for you. You have used these formulas many times in previous classes. So 2 pi r is the radius, d is the diameter of the circle. Either of those formulas work for circumference. Now, for sector area, we don't want the area of the whole pizza. We only want part of it. So sector area is about area, so we would take pi times 6 squared. But again, we don't want the whole pizza, the area of the whole pizza. We only want the area of this one piece. Now, it's 360 degrees all the way around. So one way to do this would be to multiply the area of the whole circle by the fraction that we want. So we want 30 degrees of the 360. So we multiply the area of the circle by that fraction. And that'll give us the area of this sector, this slice of pizza. Now, in order to do that in your calculator, you'll take your calculator and you'll do 6 squared. You can do that in your head. You can use a calculator if you want, but 6 squared is 36. You're going to multiply by the top number in the fraction, so times 30, and then divide by the bottom. So we're going to divide by 360. And that is, oh look at there, 3. So now I didn't do anything with the pi. There's 2 ways to write the answer to this. We could write 3 pi, and our units, since its area, would be inches squared. That's one way to write it. We could also write it as a decimal. It depends on how it's asked for. So we could multiply that by pi, and it would give it to us as a decimal as well. Let's say about 9.4 square inches of pizza. Either way to write that is fine. Now, arc length, again, is the length of the crust that we have here. It's part of the circumference. So arc length is going to start with the circumference of the circle. The distance all the way around is 2 times pi times 6. But we don't want the distance all the way around. We only want this fraction of it. 360 degrees all the way around, we only want 30 of them. So again, you're going to multiply by this fraction. Let's bring back our calculator here. Again, we're going to go 2 times 6. We're going to do everything except the pi and see what happens. 2 times 6, then to deal with a fraction, you multiply by the top number and divide by the bottom. So we're going to times 30 and then divide by 360. And we get 1. Oh my gosh. So in terms of pi, this is 1 pi, or just pi. And the units, since this is a distance, is inches. Or we could write that as a decimal. We could write what's about 3.1. It's about 3.1 inches. Either way you write it is fine. Let's take a look at another one. Here is another oddly cut piece of pizza. This time our radius is 8 centimeters. Our angle there is 102. Same question, we want arc length and sector area. Sector area, now the area of the whole circle is pi r squared. So pi times 8 squared. But we don't want the whole circle. We only want 102 degrees of it. So you multiply by 102 over 360. Because that's the fraction of the circle that you're finding the area of. Let me go back to your calculator. I know that 8 squared is 64, so I'm just going to push that right in there. Times 102 divided by 360. And you get this big ugly decimal, and it's that times pi. We haven't dealt with a pi yet. So I probably wouldn't write this one in terms of pi just because it doesn't come out nice. So I'd multiply by pi. And there's my answer, say about 57.0, what are my units? Centimeters squared. Squared because they are area units. And there is the area of that sector. And again, I didn't do it in terms of pi because it would have been 18.13 repeating pi, and it just looks funny. If it comes out a whole number, you can write it like that, but if not, you can just turn it into a decimal. That's fine. Let's find arc length. Arc, L-E-N-G-T-H, sorry. So the arc length is the distance from here around the edge of this thing over to here. That's like the length of the pizza. It does not, or length of the crust if it's pizza. There's no crust along here. This is where you cut. We're right in the middle of the pizza if you're along this line or this line. So those parts don't count. This is the arc length from there to there. So that's about circumference. So circumference of a circle is 2 times pi times 8. But we don't want the whole circumference. We only want a fraction of it. So we're going to multiply by that fraction, 102 over 360. And that expression will give us the arc length of that for that sector. So let's see here. 2 times 8, I can do that in my head. That's 16 times the top number, 102, and divided by the bottom. And again, it's a big long decimal, so I'm just going to multiply it by pi, times pi, and we get about 14.2 centimeters, not squared, centimeters, just centimeters because it's a length, it's a distance. And there is our arc length. And again, I didn't write this as a fraction because it would have been, or as a decimal because it would have been 4.5333333 pi. And that just looks kind of funny. If it comes out a whole number, that's fine. You can write it in terms of pi. If not, just write it as a decimal. Hope that makes sense. Get some more help with class if you need it. See you later. Bye.